here. It is time for the 734. Thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and wherever you get your digital news update. We're glad to have you hanging out with us as we do this every day at this time. 734 live, but you can watch it when you want. Comment later this afternoon. We don't care. We're glad you're here. Let's take a look at the 7:30 forecast for today. A little cloudy out there right now. Sort of, I guess, cool-ish, right? What's the average, Riley? 79, 80, 81? Yeah, so 72 by noon, 75 this afternoon. Some spotty showers that could pop up, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But a pretty comfortable evening if you like the mid-70s. Today is your day. Let's talk about this. There is a new threat to our new normal. I bet so many of you are going through this, right? You're working from home. And when you work from home, you don't have that separation, right? You're burning out. Some doctors say they're seeing it more than ever. And there are some serious consequences to this. More than 50% of responders in a recent survey by Monster.com say, yeah, I'm feeling burned out. So the commute, and remember how we used to complain about our commute, how awful it is? Well, the commute actually served a purpose. It separated home life from the office. When you don't have that separation, it can feel like the workday never ends. Many people working harder, longer hours to improve their productivity. A psychiatrist we spoke with recommended setting some boundaries, things like, having defined office hours. Another thing is clarifying the boss's expectations. I think this is a tough one, right? So what do you think? Are you feeling the burnout? What do you do to beat it? Is it the boss's expectation, or are you piling all this on yourself? I would recommend blaming the boss. It's what I do all the time here at work. Is it my fault that I'm working too hard? No. It's you people telling me what to do. Sick of it. Sick and tired of it. We'll read through some of your. I hope you're not too burned out. Maybe this helps, the 734 every day. Get you up to date on some news, and it's a tough time in the Twin Cities right now. Lots of violence going on. Another shooting in the same part of Crystal. That's a suburb just to the north of Minneapolis, where someone died on Sunday in a shooting. Another shooting, same spot. Last night, police say they got calls about gunfire outside a restaurant, the 5200 block of West Broadway. When officers showed up, they found two men in their 20s had been shot. Both are expected to survive. A third man, age 35, was taken to the hospital in another vehicle. He, too, is expected to be okay, but lots of concern, obviously, that this, likely no coincidence, this was happening in the same parking lot. Police say they're not 100% sure if it's related, but they're looking into it. Nobody has been arrested yet. Then in the afternoon yesterday, 8 more people shot over a span of about an hour and a half in 2 separate shootings in North Minneapolis. First, 4 people shot near the 1600 block of Morgan Avenue. Mile away, an hour and a half later, 4 more people shot at Broadway and Lyndale. Way too many shootings. Mayor Jacob Fry calling on the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, the State Patrol, and others for help.
That's the ATF, that's the Secret Service, that's FBI for investigative purposes.
This cannot become our normal as a city. This is unacceptable, and as your chief, I cannot tolerate this here.
All 8 people are expected to survive, but the shot spotter technology that Minneapolis has deployed that detects gunshots has picked up more than 1,600 gunshots in the last 30 days. That's not 1,600 people hit by gunfire, but that's a lot of shooting going on in a month. The yellow and orange dots show where it recorded the gunfire, and this technology is pretty good. They say it doesn't pick up fireworks and count that as gunshots, so this likely is a close to accurate count of gunshots. You see it clustered around the north side of Minneapolis and then just to the south of Minneapolis on the south side. In the midst of all these shootings, somebody died downtown Minneapolis near Nicollet Mall in a stabbing last night. Police say they think 3 men got into a fight. One of them stabbed the other 2. So 1 person dead, the other person in critical condition. The third person, we don't know. Police have not arrested that person. Minneapolis Police Chief Madera Arredondo is calling out the former officers involved in George Floyd's death. There have been questions about the department's training, and here's why. A similar death at the hands of Minneapolis police ended a decade ago in a $3 million settlement and an agreement for extra training to prevent asphyxiation during takedowns and that sort of thing. Critics have slammed the department, saying, look, George Floyd died, asphyxiation. Did that training ever happen? Chief Arredondo responded yesterday saying the training did happen and blasted directly the former cops involved with Floyd's arrest and death. Here's his quote. "The officers knew what was happening. One intentionally caused it. The others failed to prevent it. This was murder. It wasn't a lack of training." So the other side of this is what 3 Minnesota Republican state senators plan to call for a federal investigation into. They want the Minneapolis Police Department investigated, not for the way that they're handling takedowns or dealing with the black community. 3 Minnesota state senators want U.S. Attorney General William Barr and the Department of Justice to look into the response to the riots that broke out after the death of George Floyd. We expect to learn out more about the scope of the investigation, but here, the other side of this, where people are saying the police and the city did not do enough to prevent buildings being broken into and fires being set. A number of civil rights groups want to change the way Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is approaching the issue of police change. And the city is saying they're going to work with the Minneapolis Foundation to research options. Former Minneapolis Mayor Archie Ryback leads that foundation. And some civil rights groups say, what is the deal with that? They don't want Ryback involved.
R.T. Ryback is not an expert on these issues. He has no business being a public face of police accountability.
Groups want a council made up of community members of color to make decisions about policing. Mayor Frey's office says the Minneapolis Foundation is there to support the research into options. They will not be the ones making decisions. 2020 presidential election coming up in November. Let's talk about debates. The campaign for expected Democratic nominee Joe Biden says the former VP will take part in 3 debates with President Donald Trump. President Trump's campaign wants more. The Biden campaign is asking the non-political, nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates to explain how we're going to do this, how we're going to do in-person debates in September and October with COVID-19 still going around. The first debate scheduled for September 29th at the University of Notre Dame. Health alert, FDA saying several brands of hand sanitizer could be toxic. So check your hand sanitizer at home. 9 types, all made in Mexico, contain methanol, which could cause serious health issues. No major brands on the list, but look for things like All Clean hand sanitizer, the Good Gel antibacterial hand sanitizer. If you have that, toss it. We have a full list on our website. Looking for a job? A lot of our friends and neighbors are. One place you can check out today is Amazon. They've got a virtual hiring event starting at 10 this morning. Amazon has a couple of Twin Cities facilities, a big one in Shakopee, but there's a relatively new one in Brooklyn Park. They've got a facility in Minneapolis, too, so you can find out about that virtual hiring event at WCCO.com. And we've got a whole list of companies looking for employees at WCCO.com/now hiring. Dozens of companies all over the state and western Wisconsin hiring for a wide variety of jobs. WCCO.com/now hiring. Are you a guy who likes cats? Great. Good for you. Good for you. Isn't me. But cat lovers, you might want to dial down that cat love in your dating profile. Here's why. And we're just trying to help you get a date. There's no judgment here. We just want you to win at Tinder. Scientists at Colorado State University showed more than 700 women these 2 photos. Here's a guy by himself. Here's a guy with a cat. Which one do you like better? Here's another guy. Nice. Guy looks fine to me in both of them. But which one do you want to date? The women said no cat guy. That's who they want. 5% drop, so it's not hugely significant, but researchers say this might have to do with some cultural stereotypes about cat owners. People have ideas of what a dog owner is like and what a cat guy is like. They say less masculine, more neurotic, and less dateable. Thanks, everybody.
Abracadabra!
Video of the day right here. Seems like a strange way to deliver a package, right? But no, look, here's the additional information that a 13-year-old put on an Amazon delivery. Knock on the door 3 times, scream abracadabra as loud as you can, and run super fast away. They have a doorbell camera, so they caught it. How about this Amazon delivery woman? She follows the instructions. That is well done. Don't do this to the delivery people. Is everybody going to do this now? That was funny. You win the joke. The rest of us, leave these delivery people alone. They're working hard enough. Let's get back to today's talker. We're talking about burnout while you're working at home. More than 50% of responders at a recent survey said, yeah, I feel burned out working from home. You guys are working too hard. 51%. Eric is here. He's monitoring your comments. Eric, you never experienced burnout working from home, do you?
I only work from home 1 day a week.
1 day, yeah. That's a good way to avoid
That
it.
Amazon worker's sure not burned out.
No, she's having fun.
No, that's the best.
Yeah.
Liz says, started a new job at the start of stay-at-home. Totally burnt out.
Yeah.
I don't miss the commute, but I miss the interactions.
I bet. Yeah, those little breaks at work when you're just kind of shooting the breeze with somebody, I think that helps.
Here's somebody not working from home. Hannah said, I work at a vet clinic and we are all burnt out. We never slowed down and curbside has made it 10 times more exhausting.
Oh, I'm sure, right? The in and out.
Wrangling the
all that.
dogs
Yeah.
and cats. Let's see. Suzanne says, I'm working from home. No office drama, so not burned
There's
out.
that, yeah. You do save the office drama. I think it's key to have office hours. My wife has worked from home for 14 years, and she has a work day. Like, she goes down there and works at 8:30, and she's done at 5:30. And I think that helps, you know?
Jackie says, loving work from home more than expected. I can take naps on my breaks, which is amazing.
That is nice. Believe me, I've been asking here for a nap room at CCO, and I think they think I'm kidding.
I have a nap room. I'm just not going to say where it is.
I know where the couches are too. No one's here before 9. So now with work from home, you know what? You people have no idea where I'm sleeping. General manager's office, it's huge. Just kind of curl up right under her desk. Thanks for watching the 734, everybody. We'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day.